we get to know what businesses are actually here, and so that we get to know how can we be able to connect. And this is just the start of a bigger journey. We are looking at having this breakfast, startup breakfast happening every year, and making it bigger and bigger, and tapping into more people. So for me, for business people, it's an opportunity to reach out to a bigger market out there, and this is just the beginning of that platform. So the mic will just go around so that everybody will tell us what they do actually, and from there then we will know how we can be able to connect. Thank you. Start from here. Mike.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Like you said, I'm Mike. Okay. We run a company. This is my co-founder here. His name is going to introduce himself. We run a company called Kaya Solutions. What we basically do is create technology applications for the estate market. So our main product right now is called Codipay.com. It's a platform for landlords who basically connect to their tenants, and tenants to actually pay rent, collect receipts online, basically to help in the overall management of the properties and to enable tenants. We all hate the bank, right? So basically, instead of just giving the bank, just log into a platform, and you can be able to pay rent online and get your receipts. Okay. That's basically what we do.
Hi, morning guys.
Morning.
My name is Felix. I'm a developer. I'm the co-founder of Codipay. You can check it out. It's live, and you can sign up and start using our product. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Charles Babu. I'm an entrepreneur and founder of a company called The. Now, The deals with e-commerce applications, and currently we want to create e-commerce applications for local shops. So hopefully, in the next few months, we are about us.
Morning everyone. My name is Moy Gaderi. My interest is in real estate, especially affordable housing. I have no interest in luxury stuff. That's all they've done. So my interest is just finding houses for people. Those things you see on TV, basically. Where shouldn't we have them? And it's only design. But in the meantime, we're working with Charles here. We're working with Adira. And the just gives applications for small businesses. Again, why shouldn't people be online? Because of why shouldn't people be online? Even this utensils, even every shop here should be online.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we're doing at the moment.
Very interesting, eh? Yeah, it's very interesting to know that Mike here you're dealing with a property management system. Maybe after this we'll be able to touch base and talk more. Yeah?
Good morning. My name is Claire, and basically I work with Speed Capital Limited. We are a microfinance institution and provide finance solutions to people in business. I do investor relations for them. So basically I help you grow your money. If you want to invest money, you can come and invest with us, and you can be able to grow your investments with us. So basically that's what I do.
Good morning. My name is Mary Miller. I work with SPH, mainly at the marketing and sales department. Apart from that, I'm also an event organizer. I work hand in hand with Peggy. She's my business partner. So we organize corporate events, corporate talks, and webinars as well. Thank you.
Hello. My name is Mutunga, Bosco Mutunga. I work for ICA Lyon. I do insurance consultancy, I do investments, long-term and short-term investments, and those kind of stuff. That is what I'm concentrating in this year, but later in the year, that's why I came, because of now the startups and the entrepreneurship thing. I want to get into business and maybe have my clothing line or something, so yeah. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Tony Tukai. I'm a health consultant, nothing to do with real estate. But I'm here because I'm interested. I want to learn about real estate. So thank you. see that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Just as I was introduced, my name is John Chaudi, and I'm a director with Standard Property Holdings, the company that is hosting this particular startups breakfast. Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to welcome all of you. Feel at home. Then I'm going to start talking about why exactly we are here. So I had mentioned this before, but what we are starting here is a bigger journey. This is just the beginning. And we want to have a forum where startup companies would have an opportunity to talk about business and to ask the tough questions in terms of business and support each other. And also just finding a way of marketing and networking amongst ourselves. So I'm very happy to hear that we have Mutunga here who works with the ICA, is it? And seeks out for opportunities for people who want investment opportunities. And even Tony here, you're welcome, in as much as you're not a real estate professional. So one thing about real estate is at the end of the day, after you have made your money, if you look around, whether it's a business, whether it's a company, whether it's individuals, investments are normally, money is normally placed into real estate. Yeah? And that is why it's a very, very good opportunity for all of us to invest in real estate. And specifically Standard Property Holdings, we are giving you this opportunity to come in and invest with us. Okay? So the guest speaker will be here shortly, but before that, allow me to speak about why should you really consider investing in real estate. Okay? So there are so many vehicles for you to invest in. You know, the traditional investments, opportunities from shares, bonds, and all that. But if you look at the market right now, the markets are not doing well, especially for shares, for equities. Okay? So the alternative investment that we have is real estate. So real estate will guarantee you a return. And two things about real estate. You will get stable returns when you have properties, as well as also it helps diversify your portfolio. So if you have equities and you have real estate, then it means if equities are not doing well, then you have real estate holding it. Okay? So as part of what we'll be showing you is a portfolio of the properties that we already have and that you may be interested in getting to know more about, and you'll reach out to one of our consultants here just to be able to guide you in terms of those properties. Yeah? Okay? So maybe if I open the discussion is what are the challenges that you're facing in terms of in business, and how can we be able maybe to just discuss it, making it an open flow sort of discussion as a starting point. I think I'll pick on it first.
George, just give us a minute. Give us a minute to read. Just and then.
So I don't know whether we have anybody who's ready to go. Okay.
As a startup or an entrepreneur, I believe the main challenge is the sales side. Because if your marketing is strong, your network is strong, that means you're making profits every day. So if we can work on that, and the startup breakfast is generally to help you build your network more and increase your market and sales side. So I think that's one of the greatest challenges any company or any entrepreneur is facing.
So maybe my question to the other entrepreneurs, so how are you going about it?
I think the first main challenge that most startups face is capital. I know you have heard this term that people usually say that you need to start small, but according to me, I think you need to start smart, because starting small depends on, it's actually subjective. Huh? If, let's say, today you are going to enter the telecommunications industry, maybe a small will be an investment of around $2 million and more, maybe in the billions, yeah, or more. If, let's say, you want to open a boutique, maybe your starting small will be around 500,000, 200,000. So I think the word starting small is quite, has been misused a lot. I think the word should be starting smart. maybe you need to have the least amount of capital and actually can push you for a couple of months, let's say a minimum of 6 months. Yeah, but I think for most startups, the main issue is capital. You can never overlook capital. Because without capital, actually your daily operations cannot run. If your daily operations cannot run, then you don't have a business. Yeah.
For me, I think, though capital has been mentioned a lot, for me it's talent. Talent and skill. So you get the money, but you still have to endure some, you still have to overcome those issues of having, maybe you paid someone to do something, but he didn't get it done, he or she didn't get it done. For me, I think it's talent, because money, even when you work, you get money. Money is an afterthought sometimes. Talent is the issue for me. Skill, somebody, you contract somebody, maybe you have 500,000, your job is for 200K, you can't afford to make 2 mistakes. So even that one, it has to be gotten right the first time. So that's, for me, I think skill is number one, because money can be found. I think money can be found eventually. So what happens when you have to pay for people to do the same? Something that could be done the first time.
Very interesting. So for me, I think I would say it's ideas. Do you have the next big idea and do you believe in it so much that you will put everything at stake? I believe the entrepreneurs who really believe in their idea so much and push without ever giving up, they're the people who really get it happening, and capital would follow those kind of people. So for me, I think it's a challenge more of ideas. Yeah. I don't know, what else do you think?
I think for me, it's impatience. You see a lot of the time when you're like, let me use a metaphor. Let's say there are 2 different things, flowers and trees. Trees take time to blossom. So that goes with most businesses. Most businesses will take time to become what you want them to be. And this will usually take up to 2 to 5 years, mostly. So for entrepreneurs, what I found is that most people expect to hit it big immediately. And even when you start with your first product, most likely you would get a perfect product market fit. You have to tweak it a lot, you have to get feedback, you have to do a lot of alterations in order to get exactly what your customers or your client or your target market wants. And in that period of time, a lot of guys get impatient. So even I've had people say that most businesses, like 9 out of 10 businesses fail. But the reason for them failing is because the entrepreneurs do not stick to it that much. They gave up at the first sign of trouble. So maybe for most people, the reason why we don't reach the true potential of our dreams or our businesses is lack of persistence and impatience.
Well said. Yes, so maybe I think in addition to this, I know that not all of us here are entrepreneurs who actually have businesses running. Say, I don't know about Tony. Yes, at some point you said you'd like to get into business. Mutunga said he wants to get into fashion, right? So how has been the journey for the guys who actually done it? So how has been the journey in terms of if Mutunga was to start his own enterprise, what would you tell him he needs to do?
So I think first you have to plan. You have to know. For me, it's having a plan, like a 6-month plan or something. That's just a very short time, by the way. But you need to know, like now we're in July, you need to know what's happening in December. You need to know what will happen in December. So I think that will give you endurance a bit for that. It will give you a bit of endurance because you have a bigger picture in mind. So even when you know you can't do something in September, you know you'll get the funding in October and you'll do it in November or something. So you won't have so much discouragement or something.
Personally, I think before you start anything, let's say you have an idea, the main question you should ask yourself is there demand for what you want to do? Yes, you may have a great idea, but if there's no demand, then you'll be wasting your time. So the first thing is you need to do a really thorough market research. I can even say, even before you start something, spend even 6 months researching on it. See whether there's a niche where you can come through with the product. People actually, is there a gap in what you want to do? So I think before you start anything, the best thing is first to research. Even if you're going to take 6 months, just take the 6 months, but make sure first to research.
Very good. Yeah, so let me just invite Peggy, who will take us through the next session. Peggy?
Okay, the next session, as we were saying, we're going to network and the importance of networking. And you have all talked about what you normally do. So in the startup breakfast, the idea is that we all come together because we're in different professions, and then we sort of have a monthly thing. According to you guys, I want your feedback, because you're seeing that most other companies, the big companies, i.e. Coca-Cola, they all talk about a feeling. And why they're doing very well is because they've been able to penetrate to people, and you feel good when you're catching a Coke, and it's because of the brand awareness and all. But because as guys, we're all starting, I was thinking we could just all come together. According to the way you guys now feel you think it's something that is beneficial for you, and we can be having such a forum whereby you talk about your journey and we inspire each other. Maybe a monthly thing. What's your take? And then how is it?
For me, I think it's a very good idea in terms of when you are working together with other people, then you're able to see that the challenges you're facing, it's not like you're working alone. Other people are actually facing the same challenges. Yeah. So for me, really, I think it's something that we can consider, and maybe we can loop in, because I believe in small beginnings and growing big, and this is just the beginning of something very, very big. And before long, we'll be talking about everybody being part of it. So it will be a big opportunity for people to market themselves, for us to inspire people more, and for us to even support ourselves in growing our businesses.
Okay, thank you, George. George thinks it's a good idea. I also think it's a good idea, and I'm sure also all of us think it's a good idea. So as we wait for our guest speaker, we can be exchanging our cards, and we get to know each other in the table. And also I've seen two people who have come, they've not told us what they do. We'll give them a chance just after they've had their tea. Thank you.
Because they're all riding on my expertise. So it was only the main challenge was how strong was I to make that bold step and walk out. And actually, we're celebrating our 1 year being in the Kenyan market. Abu Dhabi started earlier since last year, but it's not picking up as fast because of concerning having foreigners investing in that country. But we're getting there. We've already finalized the government requirements. But all in all, we are working under an American company where they are supporting us left, right, and center. So number one, taking the challenge of becoming an entrepreneur or doing a startup. Number one, if you're married, get ready for your wife to walk away. Number two, get ready for your kids always to feel that my dad is a loser. So there are challenges you're going to get both home and at work, because they're going to feel the change compared to the kind of luxuries they're enjoying. And to say the truth, we are all being cheated by the Kenyan banks that they're supporting the entrepreneurs. It's a big lie. Because number one is, look at it this way. You get an LPO. Because you're a startup, you're not going to work with big margins. You're going to work maybe with 20%. The bank will want 18% as interest. So what are you making? Nothing. So the best way which, with a kind of vision or kind of financing, as Code Club, what we're working on is Islamic finance. Number one is we combine skills of everybody who has the skills and who has the resources. Then you sit down and look at it. What is your investment in the business? And how are you going to work out with profit share? So if any deal goes down, we all share the losses. If any deal comes up, we all share the profits. So that's the best way we looked at it. And we are actually getting further assistance from Abu Dhabi Development Bank based on Islamic finance. That's a field we should actually look at. Rather than going into the banks and asking for these loans, they'll cheat you. They'll paint it a very beautiful picture. At the end of the day, you'll be the one working for them. They'll make all the money, you'll be the one losing. So those are the challenges you have to first of all look at in business. Are you ready to go in, lose 90% of your friends? If you have a relationship that's not stable, just get ready to become alone. And number 3, if you have kids, they should be ready to sacrifice all the luxuries they'll be losing. So it's a decision. There's no book that's going to tell you how to become an entrepreneur. It's about yourself. How are you going to take that bold move? And you have to stick to your plans. As much as you might feel that you're going into the wrong direction, but you have to do your homework. Number 1, knowing what you want to achieve. Number 2, are you happy with what you're doing? Because if you're after money, after 6 months you'll close and go and look for another business. But all in all, you have to be ready to take your ambition to the next level. You must love your job. That's the only